Every file on your computer has a file extension. It's normally the last 3 characters of your file name. Sometimes it's 4 characters. So let's have a look at some file extensions. Here you can see Microsoft Excel. This is 2010, so it's a .xlsx. Here's an image, and so that's a .jpg, called a JPEG. Here I have a Word document, that's a docx. I have a text file that's a .txt. So you can see that depending on the file extension actually depends on the icon that actually is associated with it. So the file extension tells your computer how to handle this file and which application it should use to open it. Generally, you'll never ever change a file extension, and don't worry if you're worried about doing it by mistake, because if you try, Windows will certainly give you an "Are you sure?" warning. So there are some example file extensions in the words attached to this. But what happens if you want to change which application is processing certain file types? Let me give you an example. So picture files, there are tens or hundreds of different extensions for picture files, and you might have a number of different applications, and you only want one application to open up all the picture file types regardless of what the extension is. Let's have a look at that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the orb, I'm going to go to the control panel, and in here what I'm just going to do is I'm going to click on the programs menu, and there is an option called default programs, and you can set your default programs down here. What it's now done is loaded up my common programs, and in this list here you can see we have Paint. We used Paint before. When I click on Paint, the right hand side area changes. So it tells me what Paint does. It allows users to create and edit drawings, and it tells me that it has 3 out of a 14 file extension. So out of all the 14 file extensions that this computer knows about of pictures, only 3 of them are actually assigned to Paint. So I could say that I want all of those file extensions to be handled by Paint by clicking on there, or I could choose certain ones, and if I click on there you can see these are the different file extensions. So I can see the bitmap, the dib, the EMF, so the EMF is a Paint file. JPEGs are all done by the Windows Photo Viewer. So I'm going to choose perhaps the TIFF files to be done by Paint and the bitmaps to be done by Paint. If I wanted to, I could select them all. Now when I click Save, whenever I try and open up a bitmap image type, it will always use the Paint application. There we go. So just done that. Okay. So just be aware when you sometimes install some applications, what they will ask to do is, do they want to associate the other file types to that application? Up to you, but if that ever happens, this is where you can go back and change it.